little clip there of the new movie Soul, which is available for streaming next Friday, Christmas Day. One of many new films coming out over the holidays to keep us occupied. Of course, as Eli joins us, it's a holiday ritual for so many to go to the theaters either on Christmas Day or over the holidays. You can't do that now, but there's so many choices. Good morning.
Good morning.
Start with Soul. Tell us more about this Pixar offering.
So this comes from Pete Docter. He's the co-director, remarkable director who gave us Inside Out. But after the success of that cartoon, he had Heather a bit of an existential crisis. He was a new father feeling unfulfilled. And so this is the way he explored that. This is how he started to kind of explore the idea of life, the universe, and everything. Soul is about a black musician in New York City named Joe, played by Jamie Foxx. And Docter brought in the playwright, Kemp Powers, to co-direct this and really flesh out Joe's story. Let's take a closer look at what exactly happens to Joe.
I'm Joe. I teach middle school band. Got it, go for it! Today started out as the best day of my life.
Back here tonight, first show's at 7.
Yes! Woohoo! You know what that's gonna say? Joe Gardner. I did it. I got the gig.
Oh no, so there you go, on the very day of his big break, finally going to play piano with this amazing jazz artist, falls in a hole, looks like he's dead. He looks like this kind of, as you can see, ethereal floating jelly bean, but instead of heading to the great light, he finds himself in the great before, kind of a waiting room for souls. Now, as Joel is scheming on how to return to his body, he bumps into Soul 22, played by Tina Fey, a soul so stubborn no one can convince her to take the trip to Earth. Soul is a movie exploding with ambition and some wildly inventive character design. One of my favorites is Moonwind, a mystic who sails the high seas of the astral plane, voiced by Graham Norton. You saw the counselors there. They're all named Jerry. They look like these kind of wobbly line drawings. And then there's the character of New York City itself, the barbershop, the subway, the extended family of Joes that we meet. This is one of Pixar's most abstract and yet contemporary cartoons ever. Now, yes, a little simplistic, the idea of these ethereal lifeguards trying to give our lives purpose and meaning. But the point of this, Heather, besides the beautiful music and the jazz-tastic soundtrack, is making peace with your predicament. Not a bad theme for some pandemic viewing. It's on Disney+. It will be on December 25th, that is, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars out of 5.
That looks great. Jazz-tastic. I've never heard that word, but I'm going to use it a lot now. That does look great, and as you said, very, very timely. If you think of great holiday films, Eli, 2004, The Polar Express, that's a favorite for so many.
There you go.
Tom Hanks has another holiday preview. Not the same kind, but he's certainly out there right now. What's his latest?
News of the World is the film. He's reteaming with Paul Greengrass, the director. They worked on Captain Phillips together. Here he's playing a different captain, Captain Kidd, a survivor of the Civil War. The year is 1870. The captain, there he is, goes from town to town, making money, reading the news to audiences, until one day he finds an overturned wagon and a lonely girl. Let's take a look.
You understand English?
Dog, jeg kan, but
Friend.
Says your name is Johanna Leonberger. Indians took you when they attacked your family 6 years prior. Her mother or father.
So Johanna is an orphan raised by an indigenous family, doesn't speak English, with no one else offering to help her. The captain begins a long trip south to reunite the child with her surviving relatives. This is what I'd call a neo-Western. It's set in a time of cowboys, frontier towns, and lawlessness. The landscape is cruel and beautiful. The color palette is straw and coal. The United States of this film is a broken place. The South still smarting from the war they lost. And all that Hanks has to offer us are words. Let's take another look.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are stories of men and women very much like you, waiting for better days to come.
Now, is it predictable that as they slowly journey south, the girl and the captain find an understanding? Sure. Is Hanks, as the pastor turned newsreader, stoic and solemn? Of course he is, but would we have it any other way? He carries it so well. This is a story about a country and a man yearning to heal, and it couldn't have come, again, at a better time. 3.5 stars.
I was going to say the contemporary themes and the resonance, quite
Exactly.
something. Again, 3.5 for that one. Okay, one more. You've mentioned this on previous Fridays. I know the anticipation over Wonder Woman 1984. It too opens over the holidays. Eli?
That's right, it does. Although if you're in a region where you can't go to the theater, it will be available as a premium video on demand purchase for the premium price of $30, $29.99. Now, the last Wonder Woman film was set during the First World War. Here we find Diana working as an archaeologist at a museum, while Wonder Woman still slips out to save people from bank robbers in her spare time. Now, the idea of Wonder Woman as some kind of shadowy urban myth set in 1984 is a little tough to swallow, but this is a film with an actual wishing stone, so I think believability is not exactly a concern. But Diana's busy making new friends with Barbara, a mousy colleague at the museum played by Kristen Wiig. Let's take a look.
My life hasn't been what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago. You?
So many times. Yeah, all the time.
There you go. That's Wiig. She's going to become a member of Wonder Woman's Rogues Gallery, a Cheetah, famous villain. There's also Maxwell Lord, Pedro Pascal, as a con man who strongly believes in the power of positive thinking. Oh, and Diana's boyfriend, Steve Trevor, is back. There he is. So if you ever want to know what Chris Pine looks like in a fanny pack, wonder no longer. Now, Wonder Woman 1984 doesn't have the wonderment of the first film because I think it's a continuation, not an introduction. The story is a little lumpy and labored at times, and the tricks she does with her magic lasso, I don't know, I think Spider-Man might want to sue for copyright, but just as I was about to write Wonder Woman off, it pulled me back with an over-the-top climax that reconnects Princess Diana with her original mission. I wish it leaned into the 1980s-tastic soundtrack a little harder, but if you're missing your superheroes or you really want to see what the Mandalorian looks like under that helmet, well, Wonder Woman is here, 3 stars out of 5.
It's funny to say it opens today. Force of habit. I realize it's a whole new landscape.
This one also, you have to wait till December 25th.
Okay, to Chris, 1 week from today. So 2 3.5ers and 1 3. Eli, thank you for all of our 2020 visits under very unusual film watching circumstances, but we really appreciate you every time.
I'm happy to share my views and be part of the conversation.
Okay.
My pleasure.
See you soon. Thanks, Eli.